David asks, I'm coming to New York for a month in the fall purely to network. Where would you go to network if you were a New York novice?
Do you know what I did with this guy? I retweeted this and said, VaynerNation, help this dude out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It didn't even show up on the thing. Look.
No?
No.
That's interesting.
Doesn't even
Weird.
say that you did it.
Let me just make sure it's him or if it's not somebody else. Yeah, I did this.
That's so weird.
Yeah, why wouldn't it do that?
I don't know.
That's funny because you would have normally known that.
Well, I thought it was a really interesting question.
Because I retweeted him. Maybe that's why?
But wouldn't it show up in retweets then?
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know.
Well, David,
Sorry, I don't
you know, I think that you know, you can do it a lot of ways, and the way you're doing it is probably the right ways, which is when you reached out to somebody in the market like I did. I actually want to do something funny and say, hey, pass it on, and some people reached out to you. And the other thing is you just, you know, use your social graph and use information, right? There's a lot of places to network. I think meetup.com is still an old school Web 2.0 site that you can find some stuff out about, and so that's a scoop. Nothing, you know, I don't think that's a great question. I think you did the right thing by asking me because I could have been in the mood to answer it, but in the way my brain is today, I don't know, use people and use information. I mean, people are information now, you know, I'm interested in that. You know, back to Yelp, I actually, see, you did it again, India. One of the reasons I was down on anonymous review sites was I was like, this social media thing's gonna happen and I can just go to Twitter search and put in restaurant or put in restaurant names, New York, and use people's opinions that are doing it publicly. So I still think people is a great way to go. And you can get down people rabbit holes all day long, right? You see somebody, you know, you ask somebody on Twitter, they retweet it like I did, or somebody else replies, and people. I think another cool thing is tastemakers, like the 50 best chefs in New York, or the 50 coffee houses in New York that have Twitter accounts. So I think Google with Twitter is interesting. Top 50 coffee shops in New York City, search. Boom, you get a list. This is if you really want to come to New York for a month and network, right? Then you look at the list, and then you find them on Twitter, and then you ask them, hey, Mort's Coffee Shop, are you a great place for networking? You're gonna get 7 of them, of the 50 that reply. 3 of them are gonna offer you free coffee and introduce you to the owner. Like, life is about grabbing it. If you go on the offense, funny things happen. You know, like, if you take the time to do what I just said, tactically, like, that's inevitable. Inevitable. Of those 50 on Twitter, 7 will reply with free coffee, 3 will do something cool. Yeah.
Danny.
I like grabbing life.
Grabbing life.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really think so much of this comes down to that. Like, are you on the offense or are you on the defense? Right? Like, oh, I'll just go to New York and ask a couple friends and go to one TripAdvisor site. And you know what I mean? Or you can put in the work. In a world, this is why Twitter is so special. It's so special. Please do me a favor, VaynerNation, tonight, for an hour, it's a lot of time, tweet at 25 people that you'd love to have a conversation with. Maybe, and don't go Mark Cuban and Damon Johns and Zucks. Go with like the account for your 4 favorite restaurants in your local town. And just say, Sallows, I love your stuff. I'm telling you right now, come back to this thread on Facebook and YouTube. I will show you enormous things that happen because of it. People are gonna eat for free for weeks. People are gonna meet people for weeks. People are gonna meet a local entrepreneur who built a 37-year restaurant chain that they may learn something from. You know, everybody gets impractical with grabbing life. I'm gonna get Mark Cuban. One of you out of 1 million are gonna get Mark Cuban for a coffee. But like if you hit up your favorite pet shop, like India, hit up your art museums where you paint. You know, like hit them up. Like I really believe in that. I really do. Or like if you really are into museums, like go find a museum account and then hit up and Google this. It's Google. Like it's like, you know, Google the director of the museum. They inevitably have 412 nerd followers, and then you hit them up and they're pumped. They're like, I'm here Saturday, let's have a conversation. Go hit up you go to Napa, you can go and like get a list off of sfdaily.com, or you can get that same list, then go to Twitter, tweet at the winery and tweet at the owner and winemaker of the winery and have a totally different experience for no cost except the hour of actually putting in the work. The dude and listen, all of you are doing this, and there's some serendipity. But the dude that DM'd me today, Alexander Wazlewski from Poland, he took an at bat, and by the way, tons of you do. And a lot of times I don't do it. I don't have the time. It's serendipity. But today, Alexander Wazlewski in Warsaw, Poland, is getting a signed book coming to his house. Just keep swinging. You know what I mean? The math is the math. Like, just keep swinging.
It's true.
I know. I live it. Yeah, I'm super pissed that you won that battle. that question I completely poo-pooed. I wonder if I subconsciously forced it to produce great content because I love you so much.
No.
It's possible. Do you think that? Well, just because it's not in your benefit, you're like, okay? Like, do you think that's possible?
Yes.
Yeah. That's probably.
How much
by
you
the way,
care.
that's a bigger compliment than saying you won that little micro debate.
Yeah, I'm never gonna win the micro debate, so it's very.
I don't like anybody winning any debates with me.